Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today is called Hillside Stream. It's a 4x6, and I painted this last week, and I hope you enjoy watching me put this together. We're working on some MDF here. It's been toned with a little bit of burnt sienna and some transparent gesso. A couple coats gives you that real nice color. I've had challenges doing something similar on the hardboard, but I've come up with a pretty good system where I use house paint that is burnt sienna colored. It's not this same tone, but it's really nice to work on. I really enjoy it. And in fact, I used that tone for the demo I've done for the tonalist landscape painting course, which is going to be called Tonal Landscape Magic. And it's done. I'm working on the sort of sister course right now, which will be the limited palette magic. And I did do that. If you're on my mailing list, you would have seen one of the title cards for it, but I'm still going to use that same title card, but I ended up redoing that course because I thought I could do better, and I want to make sure it's something, for the ages, like my book, Okay, so our underpainting color here is a bit of burnt umber with some burnt sienna, and that gave a real nice result. I kind of remember giving it a little boost with some crimson too. This is a scene I painted a lot. One of the more popular videos I think on the channel is me doing a miniature version like this of this scene. And I remember taking the reference photo. We got up, my wife and I, real early in the morning one day, and went up and had a drive. And it was a misty sort of day. Now you're going, well, this don't look very misty. It's like, well, because I'm not a slave to the reference, eh? I've got to change things around. Here I did my gold thing, which I really enjoy doing once in a while, and it just looks really awesome in the right frame. Yeah. So getting the underpainting done is pretty critical. One of the things that I wrestle with this sort of picture is if you were to see the reference image, which you could if you were in the members area, because they all get to see the reference images and 4K and no ads, and a fly on the wall in the studio, that sort of thing. Check that out if you're interested. That's like $6 a month, and the Google God gets half. Yeah. Thank you, Google. It's nice. It's nice that they're hosting all this content, and yeah, I've had worse partners, Anyway, back to the diagonal thing, it was a little more severe of a diagonal than this, and I'm always very sensitive to diagonals in my paintings, and for that reason sometimes people go, oh, you did a diagonal there, Mike, I thought you didn't like diagonals. And that's not accurate. It's not accurate, Mr. Past Wiseacre. I do like diagonals, but they need to be handled properly. And this is like almost everything in landscape painting. Some things can work only in given situations in certain ways. Yeah, so one of the things here is like the whole painting's really gold, but I wanted to have some relief from that. So this is kind of the colors you see me putting down now is a bit of ochre, a bit of raw umber, and some white, and it's sort of designed to kind of be the where the blue sky would be, that kind of thing, and then more gold for the clouds and the highlight. And this painting came together really nice and quick, which is what I like. And I like it because I just like making beautiful paintings. And the thing is, I like it when they go pretty quick, because the longer they go, generally the worse they are. But there are several factors that go into that. So usually it's complexity of the scene would be the main factor. This was pretty simple. We have this main clump of trees, and it's so small I didn't spend a lot of time in the details with any of it. In fact, there's And the reference image is actually quite neat. There's a bunch of rocks into the trees and stuff, but I don't think I even really painted them. They all would have been like an eighth of an inch or something like that. So I thought, yeah. What's reading in this scene is, of course, the beautiful colors in the sky and the basic composition itself. Also, this is the composition for another fairly popular painting on the channel, which is that Zorn palette I did. And, that was a real struggle. I'll remember that forever, you know. Just a very limited palette, that Zorn palette. I think that's yellow ochre, cad red, black, and white. Yeah, that's really tight. Maybe okay for some things, but not for the kind of things I want to do. What I would say, though, is I found that the last painting I think I put up on the channel here, the regular painting, was a limited palette, and I didn't feel like I was hamstrung in any way with that one. The one I've just done a demo of for the course, maybe a little more involved scene, and there I was. It wasn't so much the limited palette that was challenging me as the transparency of the cad hue pigments as opposed to actual cad pigments. Well, anyway, it looks like we got an ad for the book coming up. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. And many of you have this book, and I got a couple orders this week, which is really gratifying since I like to ship these all over the world. And thank you so much for your support. And I know that, well, I don't know, but I believe that you will find this book valuable if you like the sort of paintings that I'm doing. Everything that I know was put in there. I have learned a few new wrinkles, you know. To get your hands on those, you're going to have to sign up for these video courses. You won't need to sign up, but actually you just need to, yeah. When they're available, you'll know it. And I would say, however, join my mailing list. You can, in fact, if you go to my site, I have one of those annoying pop-ups that comes up, and we have had people joining. And definitely do that though, because I will, as a reward to people who have dealt with the annoying pop-up, we'll be putting discounts out. And it's going to be kind of a tier thing. Those people will get the biggest discount, just how it is. They signed up for the mailing list, so they put their, you know, they put their hand up and said, hey, me. Next after that will be members, because hey, they're helping me out, they're supporting me. But you are going to be getting a discount too as a subscriber of my channel, because I love you dearly and I appreciate you coming around. And you know, it's all good. I'll be spreading them around very liberally. Yeah. Anyway, so you know, this is what's great about these gold sort of paintings on the red, is it kind of paints itself. The red tone is so supportive, you know. I came in with the darks, and that's a little bit of black, a little bit of burn umber, and again, I think I brought in a bit of alizarin crimson. I'd have to watch my own video in the members area to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've done. And here I'm deciding, nah, I don't need those rocks. I just want to make it a real clear statement. And so maybe we could talk a little bit about, if you're interested in doing minis, they can be a bit challenging, you know, unless you want to break out the tiny little 3-hair brushes and stuff. And there are some people on the Facebook that do that, do amazing work, very tiny. But you're going to have to break out the small brushes. You're going to have to break out the jeweler's loop. But if you want to do this kind of mini, where it's a small expressive statement, you know, you want to use appropriate size brushes, but mostly it's your mindset for what you're going after. You know, you're going to have to, and I'm really big on eliminating detail, you know, on every painting I do. But in a mini, it's not the place. It's one of the reasons why I did have some rocks lightly indicated there. But then, when the you know, time came to make a real decision about it, I bailed, because they weren't necessary. They weren't going to help. So, what we got? Hey man, what we got? Like 4 or 5 minutes? Let's get into some philosophy. You know, what are you trying to say with your picture? And I won't sit here and tell you that I have an overt conscious statement that I want to make with every picture, but there is a visual statement that I want to make, and that may not be fully realized in the threshold of like a conscious statement like me saying, I want to make this kind of picture. But it's definitely been felt. It's definitely been transmitted. Generally, starting with some cases, starting with when I'm in nature, apprehending the scene, but almost certainly by the time I'm in Photoshop, messing around. And when I decided to go gold on this, I changed quite a few things up and changed quite a few things around. Also, I wanted to point out that last time I did this, I didn't handle the stream as well, and I was always a little questionable about a Hillside stream anyway, but I thought it worked okay on the last one, and that I think it did because it sold right away. I really liked it. That was in my texture days. But here I felt that I handled the stream so much better. Yeah. And okay, so one of the challenges is like you've got this hillside coming up, and then how much of the stream do you show going back? And do you actually show a line demarking the hill in the front from the hill in the back, or do you just let it be grass? And I tried a few things. I was experimenting. I ended up being pretty happy with where I'm at. I think I might throw a little bit more of a highlight on there in a minute if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So anyway, back to philosophy. What are you trying to say with your picture? What is it that you're trying to get across? For me, this picture was about a tonal harmony. It was about the richness of the colors and the landscape, of course, and the composition. The composition is moving you through things. All of these things work together, but I've never been the kind of artist to say, oh, well, this is about, being in nothingness or any of that. Although it probably is. Maybe it is. We're all alive looking at the world and experiencing the beauty, or in some cases the non-beauty, but I'm not interested in painting that. I want to paint stuff I think's beautiful. That was a good idea I did there, where I started bringing in a little bit, what is it, bush or grass or whatever, bringing that down. I thought, hey, that's working. I'm going to leave it alone. And there's another big tip for you, wonderful people that made it this far into the video. If it's sort of working, leave it alone and do something else. You either got lucky or if you're massively skilled, just go ahead and mess with it and then save it again. Who was I watching a video recently with Norm Macdonald? Oh, interviewing Jim Carrey, right, on his old podcast, and God rest his soul. And not Jim Carrey, but Norm Macdonald, and Jim had kind of started a joke, and then Norm totally tore it all down, and Jim Carrey was like, oh, so you're going to build it all back up again, are you? And there's two comedy geniuses, talking shop, basically. And like, yeah, Norm's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes you can do that in a painting. You can have something that works and then tear it down and then build it up, and it's better. But you better know what you're doing, you better be really lucky, or both, probably both. Anyway, happy holidays to you. Thank you so much for taking the time and spending the time on my channel. I really appreciate you. And I hope you keep coming around. Give me a comment, give me a like. And until I come back with another video, which will be, I'm going to do one over the weekend, so I ain't done with this year. I'm still going. But until I do that, do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. And stay out of trouble. God bless you and your family. Fight the power.